Kevin, I told you you should have accepted the rose from that woman. So Kevin's feeling a little under the weather. He didn't actually turn into a beast, but I'll be sure to give him true love's kiss later, and we'll get him to be all better. But anyways, I'm here to talk to you today about FastPasses. FastPasses could really be helpful to your trip, but you can also use them in a way that wouldn't be as beneficial. So I want to try to give you some strategies on how to use them. As of right now, you are allowed to book 3 FastPasses in advance of your trip. So that means each day you can kind of decide what park you want to go to on which day, and then use those 3 FastPasses to help skip the line. FastPasses don't mean that you'll necessarily hop right on the line. Sometimes there is a little bit of a wait, but you're thinking more a 5 to 10 minute wait rather than an extremely long wait such as 60 to 90 minutes. So they're definitely useful. FastPasses are available at each park, so Magic Kingdom, Epcot, Animal Kingdom, Hollywood Studios. And 2 of the 4 parks, being Epcot and Hollywood Studios, actually have tiered FastPasses. So what that means is you are allotted 1 from the first tier or group, and then you are allotted 2 from the second tier or group. They do put their more popular rides right in that top group, so you're only allowed to get 1, and then you are able to grab 2 others. Conversely, Animal Kingdom and Magic Kingdom do not have groups or tiers, so you can just go ahead and pick 3 of the rides. One of the strategies that people use for their FastPasses is they like to book them all really early in the day, use them up, and then hop onto their phone or go to a kiosk and try to grab a 4th and then maybe even a 5th FastPass. That way you can skip the lines for a few rides more than other people that just book their 3 FastPasses. I typically do the FastPass reservations for Kevin and me, and I actually prefer to pick a busier time in the day, so normally midday, and book our FastPasses then. We typically get to the parks first thing in the morning, so the lines really are smaller, so you don't actually have to worry about a FastPass at 8:30 in the morning when the park opens at 8, unless it's a high ticket ride like 7 Dwarfs, Frozen Ever After, those things. But realistically, one of the things that drives me crazy is when we go to Magic Kingdom, the first ride we always do is Jungle Cruise. We get there right around park opening, and we go and we see people using FastPasses. The line, there's no wait. All you wait for is the next boat. You're not waiting really in line. You're just waiting for a boat to pull up and you hop right on. So I don't like to use FastPasses that way. So my recommendation to you would be to book your FastPasses during the middle of the day. So then that way you can skip the lines when there's more people in the parks. Also, if the name of the ride has the word mountain in it, if it has to do with the person who built an ice mountain, if it has to do with people who might mine in a mountain, or a creature that lives in a mountain, you want a FastPass for it. So if those hints weren't clear enough for you, that means at Magic Kingdom, you're going to want to try to grab a FastPass for Splash Mountain, Space Mountain, Thunder Mountain, and 7 Dwarfs Mine Train. At Epcot, you're going to want to try to get a FastPass for Frozen Ever After. Then, at Animal Kingdom, try to get that FastPass for Everest. So then that way, you can try to get on those rides, because those rides can be longer. But maybe if you get to the park early, you might be able to hop on. But still, think of those as your first priority. Another high priority could be Toy Story Midway Mania. Now the lines were extremely long, but when they opened the 3rd track, those went down a little bit. And with the tiered system at Hollywood Studios, Toy Story Midway Mania is a Group A ticket. So that means it's in the same category as the Great Movie Ride, Rock and Roller Coaster, Fantasmic, and Beauty and the Beast live on stage. So if you have to pick between those 5 for your FastPass. Personally, I would actually probably lean more towards Rock and Roller Coaster as my FastPass at Hollywood Studios, just because I feel like that line feels like it takes longer. At least the queue at Toy Story Midway Mania is more entertaining So if I have to wait in a line, I would definitely prefer to wait in Toy Story Midway Mania over Rock and Roller Coaster. Also, you notice that I mentioned Fantasmic as a FastPass option. Each of the nighttime shows at Disney World is actually a FastPass option. Now, when I'm recording this, Rivers of Light hasn't opened yet, but one would assume Rivers of Light would also have a FastPass. So some people say, whatever you do, don't get the FastPass for the night show, because in that way you can never get that fourth FastPass. Because in order to get a fourth or fifth FastPass, you have to actually use all 3 of your early FastPasses. Well, if you're doing the nighttime show and let's say Wishes isn't until 10 p.m., that means you can't even go and look for a fourth FastPass until 10 p.m. Chances are you're not getting a fourth. Conversely, getting a FastPass for a nighttime show means that you have a guaranteed spot. That means no waiting on the curb for an hour to try to get the best view of the fireworks above the castle, or to be able to get that perfect spot to see the globe for illuminations, or sit in prime seating for Fantasmic. Of the nighttime shows, I would recommend, if you are going to get a FastPass for a nighttime show, grab Wishes. Wishes, it has some grassy areas that guests can sit on and watch the show if you have a FastPass only. Illuminations is also pretty difficult to get a great view of when you're in the park, so that could be another great option. Whereas Fantasmic, the seating is huge, and I really don't think that there would be a bad angle to get a seat at Fantasmic. So if you're going to forego one of the shows as your FastPass, I'd say skip over Fantasmic, and probably if you're at Magic Kingdom and you're doing those FastPasses, try to grab one for Wishes. Another thing that I personally like to avoid when it comes to FastPasses is booking FastPasses for shows. The shows are only at specific times during the day, so that really narrows your time options for your FastPasses. So if you're going to go ahead and book, we'll say the Indiana Jones Stunt Spectacular, you only have the certain show times. So you really have to cater the rest of your day around those FastPasses, because it's not like every other FastPass that are in hour increments, and then they also start every 15 minutes, essentially. So I would personally avoid shows as your FastPasses. Now granted, you might run into the situation where at Hollywood Studios that you say, I don't really want to ride Tower of Terror or Star Tours, so my only other FastPass options are all shows. Well, then grab a FastPass for them. If I had to pick 3 rides at each park for my FastPasses, here's what I'd pick. Magic Kingdom, my 3 are definitely Space Mountain, Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, and Peter Pan's Flight. Space Mountain and Seven Dwarfs tend to have some of the higher wait times, so they're always a good bet with your FastPasses. Peter Pan's also has a higher wait time, and quite honestly, it's not that thrilling of a ride for me to wait 90 minutes for. Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, I could probably justify waiting 90 minutes for. I don't want to, but I could justify it. I wouldn't be able to do that with Peter Pan's Flight. So if I'm going to ride that, I'm going to use a FastPass. Another FastPass that I would probably consider at Magic Kingdom would actually be a nighttime ride on any of the outdoor coasters. So Seven Dwarfs, Thunder Mountain, Splash Mountain, as well as Jungle Cruise. Those experiences on those rides are slightly different at night, so it could be worthwhile to save one of those FastPasses for a little later and be able to experience the ride in a different way than during the daytime. For Epcot, my Group A choice right now would be Frozen Ever After, mainly because I haven't ridden it yet. Maybe once I ride it, I'll decide it isn't worth the FastPass, but right now I would love to ride it, so that would be my choice for Group A. As for Group B, I would choose Spaceship Earth because it's a classic ride that I know I'm going to ride, so I might as well get a FastPass for it. And then my second choice would probably go between a character spot or Living with the Land. Living with the Land, again, I always feel like it's necessary to ride that ride, so that's why I would consider it as an option. And then character spot, I don't love waiting very long to meet characters, so if I could do a FastPass and meet 3 characters at once, I say it's worth it. At Hollywood Studios, my Group A choice, like I said before, would be Rock and Roller Coaster. And then as for Group B, I would definitely pick Tower of Terror And then I personally don't like Star Tours, so that wouldn't be my choice. I would probably choose one of the shows, but chances are I may not end up using that FastPass. Of the shows, I would probably put my first choice at the Indiana Jones Stunt Spectacular, just because it's something that both Kevin and I enjoy. Then at Animal Kingdom, my three choices would definitely be Everest, Cali River Rapids, and Kilimanjaro Safari. Again, I know I'll do all three of those rides. And last time we went, we did not use a FastPass for Cali River Rapids, and that was such a mistake. We looked at the times and it said that it was only a 20-minute wait. I think we ended up waiting about 70 minutes. So I will definitely use a FastPass for Cali River Rapids in the future. One final thing to consider when you're looking at your FastPasses is if you're going to park hop, you don't necessarily have to pick the park that you're going to be in the morning. So let's say that you're going to go to Animal Kingdom in the morning and then you're going to go to Magic Kingdom at night. So go ahead and book your FastPasses for Magic Kingdom if you think you're going to get there early enough to Animal Kingdom to skip the lines. Or vice versa. If you know that you're going to need the FastPasses for Animal Kingdom because you're going to sleep in a little bit and you might hit more crowds, grab them for that. Now know that once you use your 3 FastPasses, let's say at Animal Kingdom in the morning, you can go ahead and book that 4th FastPass for Magic Kingdom at night. So you have plenty of options with your FastPasses. So what I would love to know from you is if there's any ride at Magic Kingdom that is a must for a FastPass. What is it? I want to know, because maybe there's something I'm missing on it and maybe there's a strategy that I haven't thought about. So tell me in the comments below, what is your favorite ride to use a FastPass on? Also, I hope you liked this video. If you did, go ahead and give me that thumbs up, and maybe you've watched the one so far this week, but hit that subscribe button down below, and then that way you can see the rest of our videos coming up. So until next time, when I hope Kevin will rejoin me and will no longer be a beast, I hope that you have another magical day.